Ever since the instalment of the IPL in 2008, franchise cricket has been taking over the cricket world. It's getting to the point where franchise cricket is a must for most cricket boards, as it's their best source of income. It comes after the ECB announced that they would be selling off their 100 clubs to different franchises around the world, with the chairman of the ECB admitting that this was a desperate attempt to keep their best players. But just really quickly, if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. We're seeing a similar struggle around the world, with the West Indies struggling to keep our hold of players like Andre Russell and Sunil Narine. But I think Quinton de Kock summed up the situation pretty well, stating that when a franchise comes up and offers you something, it's pretty hard to say no to $1 million, and I think very soon international cricket could be in big danger. A prime example of this is the fact that South Africa had to send an understrength test squad to New Zealand, with the Proteas fielding 7 debutants, including their captain Neil Brand. This was due to the SA20, South Africa's new T20 competition. Graham Smith making the bold declaration that without the SA20, Test cricket in South Africa would not survive. And the reason why he said that was, you guessed it, money. And a lot of the blame, I think, should go on the International Cricket Council. There is a massive imbalance in the financial status of cricket. As this graph depicts, the BCCI is worth $2.25 billion, compared to New Zealand cricket, which is only worth $9 million. What makes this even harder for small nations is that touring fees are so expensive. For the recently concluded West Indies vs England Test series, the West Indies had to pay $2 million to tour England. And for a cricket board that's worth only $15 million, that's a crushing blow. And when you see figures and costs like that, you can't really blame teams for deciding to prioritise other competitions. And I think we're definitely seeing a big difference between the teams with the high quality T20 competition and the ones that don't have one of those. New Zealand has never had a good T20 competition, and it doesn't help the fact that they have to compete with the BBL, ILT20 and SA20. All but 3 of the players from the T20 World Cup were over the age of 30, which shows that they are not producing young talents like other countries. It's another thing to note that the SA20 was born in 2023. South Africa reached the semi-finals in last year's World Cup, and it's ironic because they had not reached the semi-finals since 2015, once again displaying how much a T20 comp means. However, there are set to be positive steps, with England to pay Zimbabwe a touring fee. Another thing I want to touch on is the slow death of bilateral series. Over the past few years, we've seen less and less teams send their full-strength side to a white ball bilateral series. For example, Virat Kohli did not play a single T20 international after the 2022 World Cup, going straight to the 2024 World Cup. The World Test Championship was specifically designed to combat this, adding meaning to every single bilateral series in Test cricket. But as we mentioned prior, that didn't exactly rub off on South Africa. Another way that the ICC has attempted to keep international cricket relevant is by staging way too many international tournaments. Since 2021, we've seen an ICC World Cup be played every single year, and that figure won't stop growing, with the numbers set to keep going until 2029. But whilst for almost the entirety of the video I've been trashing T20 cricket, there's no denying that it's the modern saviour of cricket. If it wasn't for T20 cricket, I don't think we'd be seeing teams like the USA rise up from the ashes and become cricketing forces. Because the format is so short, T20 cricket gives every team a chance to beat anyone, and it's also a major factor behind cricket being featured in the Olympics in LA 28. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And remember, we're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year, so that would help a lot.